Hey everyone, welcome back to 4:44 p.m. Sunday today, and this is going to be a little video that I'm just making to go over some cool things with you guys. Just thought I'd, kind of maybe try and do a Sunday video where I just talk about things, show you guys some stuff that I'm working on, see how you guys like it. So anyhow, I don't know if any of you saw any of my recent posts on Instagram regarding that tropical style dial that I made. Of that SKX007, but that was just a fun little watch that I did. I wanted to take a 007 and make it look like it was tropicalized, and do the dial a way that I've seen dials on Rolexes that have been tropicalized look. And so I got a 007 dial and kind of worked on it until I got the look I wanted, and then I went and made a bezel insert, ghosted and worn looking, and to match it and kind of give it that weathered look. And then I sourced a case that was still had good sealing surfaces and was genuine Seiko from the Philippines, a crown for the watch from Spain. The bezel itself came from an eBayer here in the States, I think like Ohio or something like that. But anyhow, I just pieced that whole watch together, and made a nice little vintage looking tropical dialed watch, and it seemed to get a really good response. Everyone seemed to like it. So this is another one that I made. This is a 009 that I have patinaed out, and this one I made before the tropical one, but I was hanging on to it because my brother was interested in buying it, but he's got a bunch of other projects that he wants me to work on, so he's giving me the go ahead and let this go if anybody's interested in it. Everything is brand new about this watch, except for the insert. This is actually an insert that I found that is actually genuine Seiko but used, but I felt it matched the watch really good, so I went ahead and put this on the watch. The bezel and insert came together, but they just matched the lume matched the patina that I put on here perfectly, or the patina coloring I should say. And then I put one of my custom case backs on it. It's got a brand new movement. It's got a Barton band on it to match. But yeah, so if anybody's interested in this, it's also, I put a 60 click bezel on it, or spring I should say, so it'd have more of a vintage feel. But anyhow, there's that one. That's going to be available. I'll post that on Instagram and let everybody know it's for sale. And then they can email me using the link in my bio regarding that. And then this box has something in it I've already opened up, obviously, but I was going to share it with you guys as well. So everybody's interested to know about the new Seiko 5s. Sports watches that have come out that are supposed to be the replacement for the SKX, but don't have a screw down crown and have the clear case back and all that stuff, which is kind of the reason why I have been offering cases to everyone, is because I want to offer the ability for people that want to have a dive style watch with the screw down crown still available if Seiko's not going to offer the SKX anymore, or if the price of them goes skyrocketing so that nobody can afford to get them, then I can build them one for a price that's not going to be inexpensive, but will include all the features that they would want in the watch, having it modded and done, as opposed to having to buy an expensive SKX that's unmodded and then have it modded and be out a bunch of money. So anyhow, I went ahead and decided that I wanted to check these out, and my AD store, my Seiko AD store here in the city where I live, hadn't gotten them in yet. But it's kind of kind of funny because then I ordered this from Sky Watches in Singapore, and then I get it, and then boom, my AD store gets them in, because I saw on a post yesterday from Shadow Watchmaker that he visited the same store. I guess he lives close nearby me or something. But anyhow, he had visited that same AD store and was checking them out there and posted about it. So anyhow, mine, being that it's from Singapore, isn't going to be the American, release version. It's going to be the JDM version, which is why it's got the guarantee only valid in Japan card. But anyhow, I'll show you which one I got, and the model number is going to be different as well. So I didn't get the cool little, silicone wristband that comes with them, but I did get the same box and everything. So I went ahead and got the stealthed out all black one, and being that it's a GDM version, the tag's going to be different. It's going to be SBSA025, as opposed to the SRPD, I think is what it would start with here in the States. But it's got the pricing on there. I should have set this camera up better. Anyhow, a few things I noticed about it. I've already looked at it. And one of the reasons I bought this, besides just wanting to check it out, is that I actually plan to take this and mod it by putting it into one of my cases, and make it have the full 200 meter water resistance again. So I'm gonna do a video on that. But anyhow, I was looking this over, and I don't know, let's see here. You guys can see inside the dial there, just below the A, there's a little dust speck. This actually came with dust in it. And then if you take the hands, I'm trying to unscrew it. I keep forgetting that it doesn't have a screw down crown anymore. But if you try to line the hands up, they're off. So I'm gonna be fixing that as well. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see, so that's supposed to be lined up at 6, and it's definitely not lining up as it should. And the bezel action on this thing doesn't feel very good either. It doesn't have a distinct clicking, and it doesn't line up properly. And what else? Oh, the chapter ring is off as well. Let's see here. Looks like just at the top mainly. But anyhow, I don't really care for this NATO strap that's on here either. It's really chintzy. But it does say Seiko on it. Let's go ahead and take this all the way off. About the only thing I really like about the fact that this is, hold on, let me zoom back out, on this being a JDM version, is the fact that it has the kanji day wheel, which I could have added one of those myself, but anyhow. Alright, well, that's what the movement looks like. It's got the little new logo on there on the rotor, It's got bead blasted ring to this exhibition case back. It doesn't have fat spring bars anymore. I don't know. I like the dial and stuff though, so, and the hands being brushed and everything. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in one of my cases and mod it out a little bit. So I'll be posting about that later. I just got to get my camera set up better because this camera sitting like this is not very good at all. But anyhow, I'm gonna use that to segue into kind of something I was wanting to discuss, which is I am going to start doing more builds and posting them for sale. I get a lot of people asking, like, do you have anything for sale? Do you have anything for sale? And I do sell watches that I build. The majority of the work that I do is people will send me their watches to have modded with parts that they supply. And that's typically like the kind of work that I want to, take in. The only problem is that I only want to do it if obviously they have sourced the correct parts and the watches are new. I get a lot of people that want me to mod their SKXs or their Urchins or their S&ZHs, 55 Fathom style watches that are used or that they found on eBay cheap or stuff like that. And that's great that you got a good deal on it, but unfortunately the watches are usually have issues or something wrong with them, movement being bad or the dials being messed up, and then they send it to me and then I gotta say, hey, like this was already here, damaged or whatever, or your watch has issues, and then it ends up being complicated because I want to fix the issues that are wrong with their watches, and so I got to explain to them that I can do it and we can get this and that, and it ends up being a long delay and time and sourcing more parts and stuff, and it just complicates things. So if you would like to have a watch modded, let's preferably get a new watch and then source the parts, and I would prefer that you pick out all the parts you want, because it takes a lot of my time, and I have to charge additional time for sourcing the parts for you. So you should be picking out the watch you want and then the design that you want it to look like, and then source all that stuff, then send it in to me to do the assembly, because that's really what I'm about, is trying to put together the watch for you, since I have the tools and the skill to do it, and it's not something that you're familiar with. So anyhow, I want to stick mainly to that, and then also I'll still be doing the occasional complete build for somebody that wants to use one of my cases and have me build out a watch completely for them, spec to the design that they want, but I kind of want to move away from that and just focus mainly on taking in customers' watches and assembling the parts that they want. And then I want to focus more on doing builds that I want to do with the ideas that I have, and then post them for sale on Instagram or on my website. I have had, a few watches that I've put on my website, but they go so fast that it's like, I don't even have time to really let people see them, because it's, I post them on Instagram as well, so people see them on Instagram, and then usually I sell them through there. So, if you go to the website, you're not going to see a lot of stuff on there, because I don't keep them typically on there after they've sold. I have a little highlighted section on my Instagram that I show all the ones that I've sold. Well, most of the ones I've sold. I forget sometimes and don't always put them in the highlighted section there. But anyhow, I want to start doing more builds and putting them for sale, and just get some of these ideas that are in my head out there into an actual build, and then share them with you guys, and you guys can get a watch that I've made. This one I'm actually probably going to end up selling after I've modded it. This one is for sale right now, and within the next week or so I should have quite a few more that I'm going to go ahead and put together. So anyhow, I just wanted to share this stuff with you. Hopefully this was interesting. I'm going to work on getting this camera down to a better position so that you guys can see everything a lot clearer, and I'm gonna be making a video of this as well, I think. So just trying to share with you guys more, and hopefully you guys will find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a good Sunday.